Eighth graders, this is to help you with question 1 on CR 26. It says, which of these has only one solution? Well, I'm going to tell you, some of you may be able to do it by what's called inspection, and you'll just be able to know, but I'm going to actually go through and solve the equations, because a good strategy, if you can't immediately see which only has one solution, would be to solve them. See which one you get x by itself on one side and a single number by itself on the other side. So let's solve letter A. First thing I'm going to do is distribute the 5 through the set of parentheses, and I'll have 4x minus 3 equals 5x plus 5 times 1 is 5. Now I'm going to choose to move all my variables to the left, all my constants to the right. It's my choice. I could choose to move the 4. I'm choosing to move the 5 to the left. So I'm going to subtract 5x, going to move the 5x to the left-hand side of the equal sign. So how do I make it zero out on the right-hand side? 5x minus 5x zeroes out. 4x minus 5x is negative 1x. I still have my minus 3. I still have my equal sign. I still have my positive 5 here. Now this is just a two-step equation. I'm going to move all my constants to the right-hand side of the equal sign. If this is minus 3, how do I undo that subtraction? I add 3 to the left-hand side of the equal sign. If I add 3 to the left-hand side of an equal sign, I need to add 3 to the right-hand side of the equal sign. So the equality will remain. Negative 3 plus 3, the whole point was to zero those out. Now I have negative 1x equals 5 plus 3 is 8. What's the operation between the negative 1 and the x? That's multiplication. How do I undo multiplication? I undo multiplication with division. So I divide both sides of the equal sign by a negative 1. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 1 divided by 1 is 1. 1 times x is x equals. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. 8 divided by 1 is negative 8. Now I got lucky and it was letter A. But I want to show you some instances where you'll have all real numbers as a solution and no solution. So I'm just going to look here. Okay, I think both of these, this one will be no solution, that will be all real, so that will be good. So let's take a look at letter B to just show you what an equation will look like that comes up to be no solution. So if I take 5 and then x plus 1 in parentheses equals 2, 5x plus 1 in parentheses minus 5x. First thing I'm going to do is distribute the 5 through the parentheses. 5 times x is 5x plus 5 times 1 is 5 equals, distributing my 2. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 1 is 2. 10x plus 2, I still have this minus 5x. Now on the right-hand side of the equal sign, I'll then combine like terms. 10x minus 5x is 5x. So that's 5x plus 2. Here I have my 5x plus 5. I can immediately see that this will be no solution, but if you can't, you just keep solving. Subtract 5x on both sides. Oops. I can see my 5x's, those zero out on both sides, and I end up with 5 equals 2. 5 equals 2 is a false statement. That is false. 5 does not equal 2. Therefore, your answer for that would be no solution. So for letter B, that one would be no solution. Let's just take a look at letter C. I want to show you what it'll look like if your answer is infinitely many solutions. So you have 3 times the quantity x minus 2 equals 3x minus 6. I distribute my 3 on the left-hand side. 3 times x is 3x minus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 3x minus 6. At that point, you might notice, those totally match. Infinitely many solutions. Some of you might not see that. You might just go through your process of solving an equation. So you'll say, going to move this 3x to the left side of the equal sign by subtracting 3x on both sides. Those 3x's zero out on both sides. And I'm left with negative 6 equals negative 6. That's going to be a true statement. Every day of the week, negative 6 does equal negative 6. So So this would have infinitely many solutions. And those are the three types of equations you're expected to be able to solve as an 8th grader. An equation that comes up with just one solution, solving an equation where you come up with a false statement at the end, that will be no solution, and then solving an equation where you come up with a true statement, both sides totally matching, and that's infinitely many solutions. So those are the three types of equations. I hope that helps.